Design Industrial Day. I'm so happy that I can be part of this series of creative talks today. Thank you, WDO corporate member Andreu World, and thank you to the World Design Organization for giving me this opportunity to be part of this event. I will now share my presentation. There it is. The title of my presentation today is From Small Projects to Big Shifts, Ethics in Design Education. I'm Marija Miloshevska Janakieska. I'm coming from International Balkan University from Skopje, North Macedonia. To introduce myself, I am a professor and head of Department of Architecture at IBU. My work focuses on sustainable architecture with particular interest in facade design and, of course, the use of sustainable materials, especially wood and glass. I like to explore the life cycle assessment and the circular economy of materials, and I try to understand and improve the environmental performance of the building. I have extensive teaching and professional practice, and I advocate for ethical, inclusive, and environmentally responsible design. I believe that architecture has the power to shape healthier, more equitable communities, and I'm committed to integrating sustainability as both technical and social value in the built environment. As I mentioned, I'm coming from the International Balkan University. Our university is a foundation-owned, non-profit, higher educational institution, and up to this date, we have given more than 1,500 scholarships to the awarded students. We are proud to be a member of the World Design Organization for 2 years. At IBU, we have many faculties, but we are belonging to the Faculty of Engineering that offers different study programs. At the Department of Architecture, we offer first cycle, second cycle, and integrated studies. And as of this year, we have our newly launched PhD studies. The main advantage of our department and our university in general is that everything is performed 100% in English, from lectures and exercises, materials, and administrative systems. This makes our department truly unique in the region and highly popular for both domestic and international students. We use contemporary English literature and resources, which keeps our students up to date. This approach also enables us to foster collaboration with international universities and representatives from the industry. Our International Balkan University has modern and technologically equipped campus with many premises such as amphitheaters, classrooms, simulation labs, library, innovation center, and many other premises, which are equipped according to the latest educational technology. We recently opened our architecture and design studios, and you can see some photos on these slides from the event. Our curriculum blends theoretical knowledge with practical experience. We are often focused on working on real projects, often in cooperation with municipalities, institutions, and private sector partners. We provide our students solid theoretical foundation, but we want to give them hands-on practical experience through construction site visits, tours of production facilities, guest lectures by international design experts, panel discussions, conferences, workshops, exhibitions, and many more events. Here you can see our latest workshop. The students were building bridge out of wooden sticks. At the end, we tested all the bridges, and the team who made the bridge which withstand the highest loads over the longest period of time won the first prize. And these are just photos from construction companies and production companies' visits. But back to the topic today. What does it mean to be ethical in design today? In my opinion, ethical design is not just doing no harm, but actively doing good. Ethics is a practice rooted in inclusivity, justice, responsibility to future generation, and of course, coexistence with nature. As educator, I am truly aware that values such as equity, understanding, social responsibility, and environmental care are important. And these are not just options. These are values that we want our students to incorporate in their project. This is how we teach our students. For today's session, I decided to present 3 different projects that are sharing these values. All these projects are completely different one from another, but they share the same principles of Let's Get Ethical, which is this year's World Design Organization theme. The first project that I want to share, it is called Sustainable Design, Urban Beehives as a Tool for Biodiversity on University Campus. As we all know, bees are at risk of extinction. So we tried with our students to incorporate beehives in urban environment, particularly the location was our university campus. The project started with analysis. The students analyzed the location of our campus. They analyzed all the areas and the sun exposure, winds, proximity to plants, noise, and many other factors which are important for placing the beehives. Then our students were analyzing the types of beehives. You can see it in this picture over here. So the first model, the oldest one, is a very old that was used in the past and nowadays not so much used. The second model is called traditional one, and it is almost 200 years old. It's very simple, but it gives very good results. And the last model is more modern. It incorporates technologies such as sensors for temperature, humidity, which gives very good results. But the problem of this model is that it's too expensive. So usually the beekeepers are using this second model. We also invited one professor from the Faculty of Agriculture whose expertise is connected with the bee and beehives, and he explained everything to our students what they needed to know. Students were also analyzing the materials needed for these kind of projects. It was really difficult for them because they were designing for a non-human client. And the bees actually are very simple. Our architecture students really love to focus on aesthetics, but the bees actually love functionality, simple designs, and natural materials. These are some of the projects that the students worked on. The first one is presented in these 2 pictures. It was actually a project of 2 pavilions made out of wood. The first pavilion is for the students, while the second pavilion is for the bees. Here you can see the beehives that are placed in the second pavilion. And of course, the pavilions were surrounded with plants that are favorized by the bees. The second pavilion is inspired by the hexagonal shape, which is actually a symbol of the bees. And you can see the whole structure of the pavilion is actually in a hexagonal shape. The beehives that are placed there are traditional beehives, but with small adjustments. They have hexagonal openings, as you can see here, which are glazed, so that the students can come closer and observe the process and what the bees are working on through these glazed areas. The last project was these interesting beehives, also in a hexagonal shape. This is the location for the beehives, as the students decided that this is the most suitable place, which is good for the sound exposure, protection from wind, noise protection, and proximity to plants. These hexagonal shape beehives are actually existing. There is a patent in United States, and the students just took the idea and placed these hexagonal beehives on the campus. So what we can learn from this project? Firstly, designing for all species. Ethical design extends beyond humans, acknowledging the needs of other living beings. For treating the bees as clients, this project promotes multi-species inclusion. Coexistence of nature. designing beehives that support biodiversity and promoting coexisting with nature. Ethical design means supporting ecological balance rather than exploring it. Simplicity and respect for nature, which are already mentioned, bees as clients, they want simple, functional, natural design, and they prioritize natural materials. These are some photos of our classes. The students actually brought traditional beehives and they were analyzing them in our classrooms. And the last point is education and awareness. So this project raises awareness about biodiversity and sustainability, and ethical design not only solves problems, it also educates, inspires, and encourages long-term ecological thinking, values that we want to teach our students. The second project was actually part of our sustainable architecture course. The students had a task to reimagine the Museum of Contemporary Art in Skopje. This museum is actually very beautiful, but unfortunately it is neglected. And many visitors are not coming due to this thing. The main issue was the museum lack of accessibility. The museum is located on a hill and it offers a beautiful view towards the whole city, but it is reachable only by stairs, which poses significant challenges for individuals with disabilities. So the new design proposal addresses this by integrating ramps alongside the existing stairs, ensuring inclusive access for all visitors. Also, there is the back part of the museum, which has a beautiful covered terrace with this amazing waffle structure. So this was also a neglected area of the museum. The students decided to place energy generating floor. This was installed in this area on the floor and turned this, which was once a quiet overlooked space, into one of movement, energy, and purpose. As visitors explore the terrace, their footsteps activate the tiles beneath them, generating clear electricity and bringing the space to life through sustainable interaction. And as I mentioned, one of the main problems was the area around the museum, which was overlooked and underutilized, lacking features that could attract or engage the public. The landscape area around the building is beautiful and offers remarkable views, but yet it is still neglected. So to further activate and enrich the space around the museum, the new design includes thoughtfully placed seating elements, sculptural installations, and solar panels. These additions not only enhance the aesthetic and functional quality of the environment, but also invite local community to engage with the space in new ways. By creating areas for rest, reflection, and interaction, the museum becomes more than a cultural destination. It evolves into an inclusive, welcoming hub that fosters social connection and environmental awareness. The last project that I want to share is actually my favorite one. It is called Pin Equity of Children's Dream Home. This project was developed between our architecture students, the psychology students from the Faculty of Education, and children with special needs from 2 daycare centers in Skopje. The workshop, actually, it was developed as a workshop with the professors and assistants from the Department of Architecture. And the workshop started in the 2 daycare centers in Skopje, where the children with special needs were supposed to draw their dream houses. They imagined their dream home and they extended their ideas through drawings. The psychology students were speaking with them and tried to further understand their ideas and their wishes. The workshop continued in our campus. The psychology students explained the ideas of the children to our architecture students. And then our architecture students were trying to to transform the drawings of the children with special needs into architectural drawings. We had consultations, we have guests from the practice industry, and the students were working for 2 days trying to convert the children's ideas into technical drawings. This event finished with an amazing exhibition where the drawings of the children and the architectural drawings of our students were exhibited. The children were really happy because their dream houses were brought to life. It was an amazing experience, really emotional. The students were really happy, but also the children were even more happy that they were included in this event. Here are some of the posters. We received over 15 posters, but unfortunately we gave them to the children with special needs so they can keep it. So as you can see here, this is the drawing of the child, and then this is the 3D representation that our architecture students made. The same thing is with this drawing and this idea of this child and how it is transformed to a real project. And the last one was from a special guest, Anwar. He's an amazing child and he drew his dream house, and then our student transformed it into a real 3D visualization. So this project was truly important for us, for the children and for the students. What it taught us is that we should listen to our clients. By listening carefully to the children's dream and transferring their stories and drawings into architectural visualizations, we learned that truly inclusive design starts with understanding the people we are designing for. This project showed us that design is not just about shaping spaces, but about fostering equity, inclusivity, understanding, and social responsibility. I was really happy to share these 3 projects, and I hope that I gave you a little bit of inspiration and showed you how we are working at our Department of Architecture at International Balkan University. We truly try to incorporate these ethical values into our students' project and to teach our students to think this way. Thank you for your attention. I'm Marija Miloshevska Janakieska from International Balkan University. Feel free to follow me on LinkedIn if you want, and hope to see you soon, especially on the World Design Congress in London. Bye. Thank you very much.